Blessings in the name of the Lord Jesus. Welcome to Paraclet TV, making disciples through the power of the Holy Spirit. Our intended learning outcome for this video, at the end of this video, 100% of you viewers with 100% of level of proficiency will be able to discuss important matters regarding a portfolio assessment and discuss the steps for developing portfolio assessment. Following are the steps in planning and implementing portfolio assessment. So the first one is there must have an identification of the overall purpose and focus of the portfolio. The design and use of portfolio begins with a clear description of your purpose and focus. And the question, which must be a guide for you as one who is preparing the portfolio, why do I want a portfolio? And what learning targets and curriculum goals will it serve? Because these questions sharpen the focus of identifying the purpose and focus of portfolio. With this, you can clearly identify why you want your students to create a portfolio. And these are now some of the questions on how to prepare and use a portfolio. The first question, who will construct the portfolio? Does this portfolio construct by individual students with teacher input and help? Or the individual students with input and help of cooperative learning groups must construct the portfolio? Or cooperative-based groups must pre-construct the portfolio? The second question, what type of portfolio do you want to use? In the second question, we have already discussed the different types of portfolio in other videos, so I am inviting you to watch that video. Third question, what are the purposes and objectives of portfolio? Next, what categories of work samples should go into the portfolio? What criteria will students or groups use to select their entries? And who will develop the rubrics to assess and evaluate the portfolio? So these are important questions to ask by the one who is preparing the portfolio. And of course, with the help of the teacher, it must be discussed thoroughly to the learner so that the learner will understand and answer clearly all these questions. Portfolios may be used to assess underlying but are ideal for assessing product, skill, and reasoning targets. This is especially true for multi-dimensional skills such as writing, reading, and problem solving that are continually improved and demonstrated through products. Next step, identify the physical structure. Once the purpose and targets have been clarified, we need to think of the physical structure of the portfolio. And this time, I will give you some questions in identifying the physical structure. The first question, what it will look like. Second, where will the students place the outputs? Will it be placed in a folder or will it be an e-portfolio? Third, what type of container is appropriate? Fourth, do they need file folders, clear book, or plastic bins? Next, how are the materials to be organized? Categorically, numerically, alphabetically, by subject area, or by skill or by competencies. It's up to the requirement of the teacher requiring the students to prepare the portfolio for the physical structure. And the last one, where can students store the portfolios for easy access? If students cannot manage and access their materials effectively, they will become discouraged. You may need your original intentions based on the answer to practical considerations. choices of products and work outputs influence students on what to include in their portfolio. Next step, determine the appropriate organization and sources of content. The content of portfolio consists of entries. It can be products, it can also be activity records, which provides assessment information about the content and processes identified in the dimensions to be assessed. These naturally are artifacts which are derived from the different learning activities. The range of samples is extensive and must be determined to some extent by the subject matter and the instruction as presented. So we will find some examples of artifacts for portfolios by subject area. Say for example, in language arts, some of the inclusions can be favorite poems, songs, letters. It can also be finished samples of different writings or finished writings drawn by other subject areas. It can also be literature extensions such as script or drama, visual arts, webs, charts, timelines, murals. So these are some examples of the inclusions in the portfolio, although in some of our videos about preparing a portfolio, these are already mentioned. But it's good to remind each one of you so that you will, of course, you will always be reminded of these things. So next step in the preparation or in the planning and implementing portfolio assessment, determine students' reflection guidelines. Before implementing your portfolio assessment plan, establish guidelines to help students self-reflect along the way. With this, students will develop greater ownership of the process and will have experience in working collaboratively with you as their teacher. Now, I would like to give you some questions that will help your students to have a very good and correct reflection. These are now the questions for reflections to answer by the student. 1. Describe the steps that you use to complete today's activity. Which steps really help you complete the activity and which ones were less useful? What would you change next time? Second, what personal strength did you notice in completing today's work? What difficulties did you have and how did you overcome them? What kind of help did you need that you could not get? What might you find that help in the future? What aspects of today's work was meaningful to you? What effect did the work have in your attitudes, perspective, or interest? Next question. What weaknesses did you find in your efforts to complete your work? How might you overcome one of these weaknesses? Next, what makes your best work more effective than your other work? What does your best work tell you about your accomplishment? And what could you still improve in your best work? And the last question to help you to have a very good reflection, ask someone to look at your work and describe what they see. Carefully listen to the feedback and jot down what is said. So the comments of one who has already looked at your portfolio can be a good inclusion in the reflection. Next steps in planning, identify and evaluate scoring criteria. So after determining the student reflection guidelines, the next step is to establish the scoring criteria you will use in evaluating students' performance. It is good that we as teachers must be have a time to discuss the criteria in grading the portfolio so that the students will know how they will be graded. And some of the examples of grading system, say for example, if we are requiring our students to have a portfolio in mathematics, we can use this rating criteria. 1, the quality of reflection. Then you have mathematical knowledge. Then strategic knowledge and of course the communication that is used by the students. So that is an example for a mathematics portfolio. That you are expected as teachers to formulate if there is no available criteria, standard criteria for grading a specific portfolio, then you can make your own criteria that you think is objective and scientific in nature. Then after the scoring criteria, you must have a time. The next step is communicate the results of portfolio evaluation. So this is a very good, as already emphasized in other videos at Paraclet TV in the preparation of portfolio. It is a very good activity and moment by the teacher and the students to have a conference so that everything within the portfolio, even positive and negative comments, must be explained to the students. The final step in implementing portfolio assessment is to conduct a conference with each student to review its contents, the students' reflections, and assessment of the individual output. Give your students guidelines for these conferences so that they can prepare some questions ahead of time and allow the students to give their views and insights during the conference. So here is now additional information as a checklist for implementing and using portfolio. 1. Are students knowledgeable about what a portfolio is and how it will be used? Second, do students know why portfolios are important? Are the students responsible for or involved in selecting the content? Is there a sufficient number of work samples but not too many? Is a table of contents included? Are specific self-evaluation questions provided? Next in the checklist, is the checklist of contents complete? Are scoring criteria for individualized teacher written comments provided? And the last in the checklist, are student-teachers conferences included? So these are the things that must be included as steps in planning and implementing portfolio assessment. So in your screen, in the screen, you are finding 11 steps, but I've already discussed most of that in this video. Now, in assessing and evaluating a portfolio, the following must also be taken in consideration. The first one is thoughtfulness. When we speak about thoughtfulness, it includes the evidence of students' monitoring of their own comprehension, their metacognitive and productive habits of mind. So, how the students think, their thoughts, and how they become productive within a period of time in a particular subject or skill, it must be assessed in a portfolio. Next, within a portfolio during assessment, the growth and development, which are relative to the key curriculum expectancies indicators, must also be noted. A good assessment and evaluation of portfolio must reflect the level of growth and development from the time you have asked the students to prepare the portfolio to the last moment that they will be submitting the portfolio. If the students are required to make a portfolio for a semester, so the growth of the students in a semester in terms of their communication, in terms of the skills and competencies that are cited in the syllabus, or in terms of the performances based from the quizzes or based from the written outputs that you've already graded, must also be taken into consideration. Next, in evaluating a portfolio, there must have an understanding and application of the different key processes. Next, completeness or correctness and appropriateness of products and processes. So these are very important detail that must be considered in evaluating a portfolio. And of course, the last one that must be looking into by the teacher in the assessment and evaluating a portfolio is the diversity of entries. When we speak about diversity of entries, we will find many types or kinds of entries that are included in a portfolio. Multiple formats to demonstrate achievement of designated performance standards. Okay, so at the end, I just want to remind all of you as students as well as teachers to be, or even if you're already preparing your portfolio, the following reminders must be taken and understood by everyone who is preparing the portfolio. First, teachers and students must work together and agree on the criteria to be applied. So that was already discussed. Second, these criteria must be agreed upon before the development of the portfolio. Third, these criteria must be clear to serve as a guide in the development of portfolio. Teachers and students must work collaboratively to determine grades and scores per criterion. Rubrics, rules, and scoring keys can be designated for a variety of portfolio components. 6. For summative grade, a panel of interviewers must be designated. So after the portfolio is already presented, the teacher can ask his colleague to serve as interviewers so that every entry in a portfolio that is submitted is also clarified and assessed objectively. The panel of interviewers must be acquainted enough with the criteria being used. Each portfolio entry needs to be assessed with reference to its specific goals. Number 9, self and peer assessment can be used for formative evaluation to ease the burdens of the teachers. And the last reminder, in assessing a portfolio, the teacher must provide feedback on the portfolio that is more than just a grade.
Share Jesus.
Subscribe and
Subscribe and
share
share
Paraclet
Paraclet TV.
TV.
Go, go, go.